For me as a coach, all these years being a head coach, doing media day at the various conferences I've been in, this is really it in the kickoff. My juices are always flowing as a coach. Many of you know me and know I've been described as making coffee nervous, but when I walk into this hotel or any hotel throughout the years and I see the other players from the other teams, I see the other coaches, I walk by Brad out there, I see John out there, and my juices go flowing to a whole other level. Quickly, I want to get the crap out of here as fast as I can and run back to campus and get back to practice and coach my guys harder than I ever have. But really, that's what this day does for me every year. I can't tell you how excited I am to coach this team this year. People talk a lot about the Revival team last year. That's last year. This group has a chance to be special, a special makeup of young men, both from an experience standpoint, talent standpoint, leadership standpoint. You're going to hear from two of them in a second. We say 25 strong in our program. That's everybody in our organization doing their job at the highest level possible, and everybody's job is valued. There's a group of young men back on campus in what we call Fellowship Hall, which is kind of the little cafeteria in our practice facility. And I know that every one of those guys, managers, GAs, are sitting at that table watching this TV, and I want those guys to know how much I love them, because they will not get the social media hits and pictures, but those guys make our organization go. So shout out to those guys back on campus. I love you. I'll open it for questions.
Coach, thank you. We'll go towards the back of the room, fourth row. Just follow the center aisle up. Also, that microphone right over there. Thank you. If you'll identify yourselves and the agency you're with, please.
Peyton Titus, Courier-Journal. Coach, you talked about the Revival team of last year. I know it's still preseason, but is there maybe like one word theme to describe this current group that you have?
I said it in an article or an interview a while ago that I usually come up with some sort of tagline throughout my career, whether we were at Winthrop and we said Rock the Hill because of Rock Hill, South Carolina. We said our city in Charleston, to embrace the city. Last year, the Revival just made so much sense. To be honest with you, my 100,000% focus is just getting this team on the same page, moving in the same direction, give it the best chance to be special. So my marketing acumen has gone down a little bit, but hopefully my coaching and motivation acumen has gone up. So no, I don't have one. At Louisville, we have some of the smartest, brightest, funniest, wittiest marketing people in the country. And if they come up with something, we'll go to it. But the biggest thing for me is being great in tomorrow's practice.
We'll keep it right there, Coach. Her colleague to her left, right?
Yeah. Hey, Pat Brooks Holden with the CJ in Louisville. I was wondering if you had an update on Kason Pryor's rehab since we last spoke to you over the summer, and do you expect him to suit up for these two games coming up against Kansas and Bucknell?
So I can't speak to that yet. I will tell you his rehab has gone great. He's attacked it with everything he's got. Katie Kresnick, who is our director of sports medicine, our trainer, I think she's the best in the country, came with us from Charleston. We call her KTG, Kate the Great. I love you, Katie. And she's been working hand in hand with Kason. He's had a great mentality. Even when he's been out, I think these guys could speak to that. He's leaning forward, and in every huddle, as we implement things, as we put in set plays, baseline out of bounds, he's asking questions. He is chomping at the bit to get out there full go, and when that time comes, it'll come. But we don't want to rush it. We want to make sure he comes back when he's fully healthy. And then, once you are fully healthy, it takes some time to get back in rhythm after not playing for the better part of a year. So I'm excited about where he's at and how he's working.
Coach, first row, left side.
Coach Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. The word family we hear a lot, but not just a word, a lifestyle at Louisville. I know Peyton Siva as well as Russ Smith have been honored recently. We've seen community outreach. You've done videos promoting other programs like Louisville's men's soccer team taking down #1 in the country. Just what that family word means to you and how you live it at Louisville.
Well, I think from a department standpoint, it starts with our department leadership, and that's Josh Hurd, our athletic director, and that's one of the things he told me from moment one when we had our first discussion about me becoming the head coach at the University of Louisville, is the family aspect of our athletic department and coaches pouring into each other, coaches investing in each other's programs. We say all the time that we are a yes program. I tell everybody on our staff, we are a yes program. If anybody in our organization, any coach, any athlete, anybody at University Athletics has something, the answer is yes, and then it's what's the question? What can we do for you? And there's a department full of people that feel the same way. We meet with recruits for each other. We cheer on each other at each other's games. And the funny thing is, Josh's mentality about that family atmosphere fits perfectly with my philosophy and our culture. If you boil down what's most important to us, it's the power of the unit. It's the uncommon commitment to the guy next to you in today's day and age when people are about playing time and statistics and NIL money and things like that. We ask those guys to love the player next to them with everything they got and to sacrifice and be more about the success of the guy next to you than yourself. So there was great alignment there from day one with Josh's philosophy and our philosophy. And two young men that'll come up here and talk in a couple minutes embody that as well as anybody I've ever coached.
Coach, your last question. We'll quickly get it in. First row, right side.
Coach Royal Hall, the Juice Network. What have you done with your players and coaching staff to kind of but kind of put last season behind you? Because a lot of people have you all as national title contenders this year coming up, but how do you kind of block out that noise?
We just don't talk about it. You know, who did I hear talk yesterday? I think it was Ryan Day at Ohio State, and he talked about noise and blocking out the noise. And noise can be good noise in terms of positive pats on the backs, attaboys, or noise can be arrows in your back and people beating you down. And in today's day and age, these guys are so connected to their phones. They are so tied to the opinions of people that don't matter. So we just try to stay in the present, be excellent in the next thing we do. We don't talk about the past. We don't talk about the future. Our sole focus is excellence in the now. We say the most important thing in the history of our program is the next thing we do. And if we can adhere to that, and that's hard, that is really, really hard, I feel very, very confident that the outcome will take care of itself.
Coach, thank you. You and Ryan can switch spots, and we'll spend a couple of minutes with Mr. Conwell. Folks, if you would, please identify the agency that you are with and your name, and that would be great. So first question from Ryan will come to the right side, fourth row. Just follow the aisle, Ryan, right up, and we'll get that microphone right over there.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Hey Ryan, Brooks Holden from the Courier-Journal in Louisville. I saw on Instagram not long after you signed, you posted a picture of you and I think it was your grandpa outside of the Center when you were really young. Can you just think back to that day and do you remember what game that was? And could you just speak to your childhood, having the city be your second home and what it means to come back now and play for this program?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I just want to give all glory to God. I'm just thankful just to be in this position and, just being able to wear this, Louisville across my chest. And like you talked about, when I was younger, I definitely got to experience that a little bit, just my dad and, my grandfather both being from Louisville and just going down there for the holidays and just being able to just experience that love. And just now, being at Louisville is just a dream come true. And I'm just very thankful just to, be in this position and just play for a great team. So,
Ryan, left side, first row.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. You just mentioned your faith, and on this journey, you've had to have faith in yourself, and like you said, faith in something bigger than you being now at the fourth school in your collegiate career. What was it about Louisville that spoke to you through the portal, and what was it about Coach Kelsey that just really made you feel like this is home?
Yes, sir. Well, like you said, I've definitely been on, my journey, just going, this being my fourth school now. And, I'm just a firm believer that, everything happens for a reason, and that I'm in this position for a reason, not only for myself, but just to impact others. And, just being able to have the opportunity just to be here to play for just such a great coach and just with, great players. And, like PK kind of said, just being part of this program, 25 strong. Shout out to all the managers, all the staff, just everyone just that comes together as one just to get the job done. I'm just so thankful just to be a part of this team. And, what drew me just here is, that culture, that we have here and just the love and just the respect for everyone, you know, and just also being able to play in just a great system where I felt like, you know, just my skill set could show. So.
Ryan, thank you. You and Javon can switch spots, and we will finish out with Mr. Hadley. Questions for Javon as we close things out with U of L? We've got your first one to the right side, first row.
Royal Hall, the Juice Network. Javon, how does Coach Kelsey keep the players, you know, focused on the task at hand, but also keep you all humble and not, you know, living above yourselves?
Yeah, I mean, just like Ryan said, actually, I just want to, you know, shout out God for, you know, letting me be here, letting everybody else be here. That's a big thing. That's a part of my life and a lot of people around me. So, but yeah, back to the question. Yeah, Coach does a great job. The staff does a great job. Everybody does a great job of just, you know, keeping us humble. And like Coach touched on, the next thing, that's the most important thing. And we live that. Like, we're not worried about, you know, the Kansas exhibition. We're worried about tomorrow's practice. And if we continue to live like that and just worry about the next practice or whatever the next thing is, that next day, you know, it'll take care of itself.
Javon, left side, first row.
Javon, Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. You said before I can answer any question, you want to give all glory to God. Just living in that faith and being unapologetic about it and having a coach that lives within that as well. Yeah,
it's amazing. And, you know, we do a lot of stuff like with our FCA team and, you know, guys that come in and preach before games. And it feels like home. It feels like an environment that you want to be in, especially, like you said, unapologetic about it. You know, I can come up here and be open about my faith. I found him when I was in junior college, so, you know, I'm forever grateful about that opportunity and experience. And, you know, just continue to, you know, uplift anybody that really needs it, but don't push on anybody.
Javon, from the podium, there's an international influx on the squad this year. You've got someone from Egypt, Germany, Greece, and Senegal. What are they teaching you about the world while you're on the basketball court?
Can you repeat that question, please?
Yes, sir. You've got 4 international players as teammates, one from Egypt, one from Germany, one from Greece, one from Senegal. What are they teaching you about the world while you guys are on the court?
I would say off the court that just like anybody can come in and just, they're human, they're normal. Like, it doesn't matter where you're from, that you can come in, you know, fit in on a team, fit in just on an American basketball team at college. It's not easy at all. It's not easy. So, you know, shout out to those guys for, you know, trusting in, you know, staff and trusting in the players to, you know, come over from, you know, those foreign countries. I know that's absolutely not easy. You know, their families being on different time zones, a completely different culture, different play style on the basketball court. It's not easy, and, you know, that's a big kudos to them for, you know, just embodying that and, you know, continuing every single day to, you know, be, you know, the great humans and just great basketball players that they are.
Last question before we let you go. Have they shared any of their food with you? Have they fixed any meals for you?
Yeah, I would say one of our coaches, Jermaine Ukegbu, he does a good job of the African food. There's some spots in Louisville that he knows and he loves, so he continues to, you know, share, you know, those spots with, you know, all of us and, you know, Mohammed on our team, especially Mo Chicken, he goes by. But yeah, he does a great job.
I don't know how we can top that. Louisville, good luck this year.